What's up, everybody? This is Coach Tim Springer, Spartan Basketball. Just got done for about a 4-hour clinic with some new players actually in the gym with some returning players. I like working with returning players, man, because we can really get after it. They understand the communication. They're ready to go. But I like the new players too, because you get the chance to start something with them, plant a seed. That's always fun. And it made me think about something as I had a lot of new players and blended some returning players today. And I thought about some. I said, you know, what's going to make them the difference between good and great? Because I looked at the returning players, and a lot of them are getting better. Man, they're getting better. They're coming consistently. They're working on their own. They're putting the reps in, and I see it. And I said, I know these first-time players, if they did the same thing, they'd see the same results. However, when I looked at the returning players and I looked at the difference in the growth of them, I said to myself, you know, this person's been working, this person's been working a little more, and just things like that. So I started thinking about, you know, what is it? How can you almost guarantee greatness? How can you guarantee greatness? That's a bold statement. That's a bold question to say. How can you guarantee greatness? How can you guarantee you're going to be great with this thing, day in, day out? You know, and another example is I went and watched Churchill versus Jay, the girls' teams, varsity teams, playoff game. Great game. Two floor generals going against each other. And again, you see two young women who are destined for some level of greatness, whether it be just at the college level, they're both going to play, or do they go pro? What is the difference? And, you know, and I looked at them and what's made them good, being that I've worked with them, and I said, it's to what extreme do they take it? To what extreme are you going to take your game? I mean, some players dabble, you know, and I like to use the example of, you know, when you want to go swimming and it's almost warm enough in the season where you can go swimming all the time, but you're not sure how cold that pool is. So some people will put their foot in, test it, put their foot in, or maybe do the slow walk down the stairs and slowly, gradually let the water come up to them, and they learn to embrace the cold. And what do some people do? I don't care how cold it is, I might as well just dive in anyway. Boom, and they're in. That's the difference. That's the difference. As to what extreme are you going to take this? But see, we can all work at it and be okay. But the ones who work more and more and more and more, those are the ones that are going to take it to the extreme. Those are the ones who are going to separate themselves. You know, those 2 point guards last night separated themselves from most of the point guards in the city because of the stream in which they work. I know both of them are hard work. I see them in the gym all the time. They come to the gym, work with me, whatever it may be. And you can't keep them out of the gym. They want to be in the gym more than they want to be out of the gym. To that extreme is what I'm talking about. That's the extreme when you start seeing things happen for you, when you start separating yourself from the competition, when this thing becomes natural in your hand and you can create whatever you want with it during games. That's when you see separation. To what extreme are you going to take it? Let me give you another example. All Star game tonight, right? Okay. Every NBA player to some degree has taken it to the extreme to be able to get to that level, because only a small percentage of basketball players make it there. I think we can agree on that. However, and yes, they got voted in, but I don't think they would have got voted in if they were sorry players. Those All-Stars tonight, they took something to the extreme beyond what you see from other players in that NBA league. They work hard. Don't get me wrong. You got to work hard to make that league and stay in that league. But those All-Stars, especially guys like Kobe and Timmy, who've been in more, you know, over 10 games, over 10 All-Star games. Come on now. Tony Parker's starting to build himself up the same way. You got to look at that and say, man, they've gone to another extreme than every other NBA guy to separate themselves. You're looking at future Hall of Famers. Really got to go to extreme for that. And, you know, some people, well, I got to have a life. Yeah, you do. And if you know how to schedule your time, you know how to work properly, and do things right, that's not even an issue. But you got to take it to that extreme. You got to commit your time. Your time's got to be focused. You have structured workouts. You got to do everything that's possible to the extreme. I'll give you this last example. Danny Green Spurs came to us December, and he did a little Q&A with the players. And one of the players said, "Hey, Danny, I want to be a D1 athlete. I want to get a scholarship at a D1 major college. What do I need to do? You know, they said, hey man, that's a great ambition. That's something you should chase for. Know that your odds are very low just because of the numbers of scholarships and the number of kids that want that. He said, but it's your sacrifice is going to play everything. You know, he talked about when Danny talked about when he was in high school, he had his hour-and-a-half, 2-hour practice with his team, but he spent another 2 to 3 hours in the gym after that working on his game, getting shots up. He talked about the time he sacrificed from having girlfriends, or he missed this, or he missed that, but he took it to the extreme because he knew what his goal was. So I ask you, what's the extreme of your goal? And who do you have helping you get to that goal? Because that's critical. You're not going to get it there yourself. Promise you that, especially in a game like basketball, where the whole atmosphere, the whole nature of the game, from coaches to players to everybody, is to learn from others who have already been successful. So my question is, who's helping you? Who's helping you push you to that extreme, show you what that extreme is, and teach you what to do at that extreme so you can reach your goals? I know Spartan Basketball does that for a lot of players in San Antonio, and I encourage you to come see. Great time would be March 11th through the 15th. We're doing a spring break camp. And listen, you want to talk about extremes. We like to go to extremes here too, because let me tell you what's going to be at the spring break camp. Not only are you going to get high-level skill development, the curriculum will be based on things that I work on with high-level high school elite athletes, college players, WNBA players that I've worked with, the things I do with them. On top of that, Danny Green will be here, signing autographs, question and answers. He might, you know, he's a hands-on guy. He might get involved in some of the drills. I don't know what he's going to do. I can't promise that. But Danny Green will be here. And then you got WA strength coach Chrissy Stragisher will be here. And she'll be doing some speed and agility with the players. And then you got mental performance sports psychologist Justin Sua. This guy has worked with Olympians, NFL players, Dancing with the Stars contestants. Right now he's working with the Army to make our soldiers perform a higher performance. So you're going to get mental, physical, and skill development all in 1 week, packed in. Meet Danny Green, work with Danny Green, and get better and learn what it means to take it to an extreme, because that's the whole goal that week, is to take it to the extreme the whole week and then teach you how to walk out of here at the extreme and go get whatever it is you want. Go take whatever you want. Go see your dreams come true, because it's that easy once you do it the right way. I mean, you gotta work hard, don't get me wrong, but the philosophy and the principles behind it are simple. Simple. So there's a link to register for the camp and find out some more details to that camp. I know I've been talking long enough. I highly, highly, highly encourage you to get there. And then bring your teammates. I mean, bring you and 2 teammates. And I promise you will not regret a day or a minute of that camp and what you get out of that, as well as your team. So it's my message for today. And remember, there's trained and there's untrained.